Welcome back to another episode of the Chrysler 300C Hot Wheels build, and today I'm going to be doing a little something special with the front bumper. Now before we get started, a quick shout out to Custom Paints who have kindly backing me with the 300C Hot Wheels build. They are just releasing a Candora, which is a new style of candy. I'm going to be the first person in the UK to get my hands on it, and it's going to be touching down on the 300C very soon. Now, Candora is a replacement for the candy paint. So whereas candy is attacked by UV, Candora is completely different. It's still candy, but it's not affected by UV the same way. If you want to check it out, click the link in the description and check it out for yourself. So what I've done on the front bumper is I'm going to graft this all into one. I've cut out all the things. If you would have seen the last video, I chopped out all the grill bits and I've basically V'd the entire way around. I haven't done the bottom yet because I need to take the bumper off, but I've V'd all the way around the edge. I've drilled some holes and I've tapered the holes and I've put loads of scratches in it with a belt sander. This is so when I put the fibre on it, it's going to really take hold and it isn't going to let go and destroy itself 6 months down the line after I've painted it. So I've done all that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to line up the edges with some cardboard, and then what I'll do is I'll get the vibrofill and I'll pull these panels away as much as possible and I'll stuff them with the vibrofill just to build that bond right up in there, give it something to really grab onto. And then what I'll do is I'll skim over the top of it with the vibrofill and I'm going to meet the cardboard and bring it out. So what I'm looking for is to make the front look like it's really aggressively sucking in air. I want it to look like a set of lips, like, you know, really pulling that in. So I'm going to get this cardboard on and then we can get to work on the exciting stuff, the itchy stuff. So what I don't want to do is to go to the effort of getting this all perfected and correct up the top to then discover I've accidentally let it set in the incorrect position. And just to be double sure, because they're not exactly the same size, I am just going to tape that as well, just in case anything decides to fall out or move. So I just want to be double, triple sure that that ain't going to move nowhere. That is the exact landing position. That ain't going nowhere now. Look at all that Q1 on there. She ain't going nowhere. Safe as houses. So let's go mix up some fiberglass. Right. Ooh. So I've mixed up quite a bit actually, but what I'm planning to do is try and keep it fairly thin all the way around, because this stuff generates quite a bit of heat, and what we don't want to do is put so much on that and all the way around all at the same time that the heat actually ends up distorting the panel. So what we do is we try and smooth it out quite nicely without putting too much on. I don't want to be overkill with this anyway, because it would just, if I put too much on, it's gonna, well, be prone to cracking, I suppose. So don't get too carried away. It's quite a lot, so it's not mixing particularly quickly. Oh my god, right. This is going to be fun. Come on. Right, I'll just start by slapping it on there. Let's get that on there spread out. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, I'm still not entirely sure how this is going to look. I mean, I had a dream last night. That's what's inspired this. Irrational thinking. My brain does do interesting things when I close my eyes. Hence why I ended up becoming a custom car builder. What I want to make sure that happens first and foremost is that the fiberglass really gets pushed into these holes that I've created. For if I don't, then they will be rendered pointless. Remember, the whole idea of having all of these holes is that the fiberglass can push through and create a grommet-like effect. So if I push enough through, what will happen is it will fold over at the back and it will create hooks and it will hook itself in. So there's no risk of it ever coming away from the panel, unless obviously I send it into a wall, which I'm not planning on doing, to be honest. But you know, things happen, things happen. I've just realised that one thing I didn't do was actually lace this cardboard in some clear vinyl or something so that it didn't stick. So that was a silly idea. Never mind. That's going to be fun to get off in a minute, isn't it? Well, not in a minute, but you know. Ow, bugger me. What donkey. Never mind. Never mind. Worse things have happened. What cock. Never mind, never mind. It'll be all right. So I'm just going to smooth that right over. Make sure I cover all them sanding grit bits on the top. I don't know what sanding grit bits are supposed to be. I'm just talking waffle. It's very early in the morning. Right, so I've got as much as I think I need on there for now. So that's going to hold the structure in place and stop that from moving. What I'm going to do now is get this cardboard, well, I say get this cardboard off the inner. I forgot to line it and anything, didn't I? So it's probably not really going to come off. I'll have to grind it off afterwards. So I'll get what I can off. Oh look, it's left half the cardboard on it. Of course it has. Ah man, this is what happens when you do it. Fucking long weekends, no sleep. Working too hard, stressing too hard, thinking too hard. Things can get forgotten. But hey ho, it's not the, it really isn't the end of the world. As long as I can get the worst of it off, and then I can run the grinder over it afterwards. Right, so now that should be free now and away. So what I'm looking for is to bring this top out like a pouting lip, yeah? And I want to bring I don't want it to do it at the bottom. I want to bring it out. So, because the 300C naturally curves back quite a lot, I want this to be, you know, up and ready to go. Almost protruding, you know, like have this almost further forward than the bottom, rather than the other way round, which the standard Chrysler does. It leans right back on itself. I want to flip that on its head and bring the top out and push the bottom in. So, let's get this bumper off. Get it on a trestle, and then we can start playing with the inside. I do also need to come up with something, some way of dealing with this splitter and getting the splitter to become part of the, oh my God, it's getting a bit heavy now. Getting the splitter to become part of the bumper as well. But for now, I'm going to concentrate on this grille section. Right, so the plan here, I mean, I say plan, there's not really a plan. I need to grind back this, get rid of this cardboard, get that out of the way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to backfill the gappage behind, because what I want to do is build up this inner wall, right, sheet this right off, because what I plan to do, obviously, is have the really deep crevice, the really mean, aggressive, sucking intake on the front. So I need to build that up, and what I want to do is to maintain this strong structure, is I want to fill all these crevices around the grille with the fiberfill to make it absolutely solid. I am really going to town on this section. I've just got so much to do. I'm spending all this time on the grille. I haven't even done the splitter or the lower section of the bumper. I haven't repaired that properly yet. But can't do everything at once, right? I'm trying to be a little bit sensible. I usually end up doing everything at once, and then it just leads to problems. So I'm trying to, if you're wondering why I've still got the shit bits on it, it's because I'm just trying to hyper focus on one thing at a time to make sure everything is perfect.
Right, so the fiberglass has gone off now, and what I'm going to do is I've just had a measure up, make sure this is perfectly symmetrical, made this tape line. So that is exactly 140 mil. This side is exactly 140 mil. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this top line, shoom, like that, and then we get to the sides after.
This is starting to look like one big mess, but it makes sense in my head, all right? It makes sense in my head. We have to trust the process. So, this is going to come out, it's going to smooth out here and get further and further out like a shark nose. I'm going to flat this off, keep a little bit of a curve, maybe flick it out a bit. That still needs building up. But yeah, I'm just playing with the shapes at the moment. I know it looks like, and I have used a lot of fiberfill, but it's because I don't know exactly where everything's going to go. I'm literally guessing this as I go along. So there will be a lot of material on it until I decide what's happening and what's coming off, and then I will dig it all back out again. So yeah, don't panic at how much fiberfill's in it, because it won't be in there when it's finished. Especially if I decide to actually push the boat. Oh, fucking hell, you made me jump. Oh. Fucking made me jump, you knobhead. Say hello. Say hello to the fans.
Hello.
James Cass Auto. Don't go to James Cass.
Oh, we love it.
Oh.
Let's come down and make sure he's doing his job properly. That's what it is.
I've made a mess.
Done now.
I've made a mess.
Well, what's happened?
Well, I chopped my grill out.
No, that's not a mess, because that grill looks good.
Yeah, looks better than the other one.
I think that looks good though.
That's the remains of it over there.
What, the new one?
Yeah, I chopped it out. Yeah, so look, it's gone.
Oh, it's going to be open.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's going to be open.
I've chopped it out.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, dearie me. Right.
Hello.
I think I'll get you now.
It's going to be like a fucking fighter jet,
That is naughty.
like a shark nose. So that's come out about an inch.
Yeah.
Well, probably, no, about 2 inches, isn't it? And that's going to come forward, out. And then a nice deep recessed grill in there
Nice.
with a gunslinger in the middle.
Oh. Good custard. Nice. I like
I've
that.
only gone through 2 tubs of fiberfill.
Oh, yeah. Happens.
It's bad, isn't it?
We get some fiberglass matting on there, boy.
Well, the worst part is it's all going to fucking come back off, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you going to make a mould of it, aren't you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right. It is the end of a very long day yet again. 7 o'clock starts, 6, 7 o'clock finishes, 12-hour days. Not too bad, but 5 days a week. Gonna start feeling it soon. But that is what it's starting to look like. My battery died earlier, so I've been charging it, so I missed a lot of the process. But long story short, this fighter jet style grill is starting to come together. A hell of a lot more work to do on it, a hell of a lot more symmetry to build into it to get that absolutely perfect. And then I haven't decided if I want round lines at the corners or if I want a sharp aggressive line. So a couple of things to still play with. I plan to just smash loads of fiberfill on there and then just basically cut it back and carve it, sculpt it to where I want it. So like I said, it's not all going to stay on there. I'm literally just building up this carcass that I can cut and dissect and shape into what I want. So yeah, exciting stuff. Long process, long-winded process. But you can see what I've done is I've brought that nose out so it's upright, and then when I rake it, this top section will stick out further than anything else. So it's going to have a really aggressive shark nose. But I'm going home. I've just painted another car as well, so I am knackered and I need a rest. So I am going to love you and leave you. Don't forget to subscribe. There will be videos posted every single day. So possibly 2 a day, who knows? So subscribe, like, share, comment to follow the Hot Wheels 300C build. Toodle pip. See you in a bit. Much love. Ta-ra.